Welcome back. Thank you for still watching. We are having another Valorant game today.
Yeah, so we are going against Miami, Ohio. Unfortunately, this season we are 0-2, but we are looking to get that 1-2 today.
Yeah, definitely. We've had time to practice, so hopefully we're gonna come in stronger.
Yeah, because like we mentioned, kind of last week, there was such a small gap in between games, so there wasn't a lot of time that allowed us to kind of practice and learn from what we did. So hopefully having that weekend and a lot more practicing and maybe like VOD reviewing and stuff like that we can
Hmm.
do better. But so we
Yeah.
are gonna go into the map bans
Hmm.
now.
Yeah. Interested to see what we'll get today. Since we have seen a couple of maps repeating.
Yeah, so we did see Corrode twice last week, even though it is a newer map. And we kind of saw CMU playing a little lackluster on their own map pick, so maybe we'll see something different, something a little bit more comfortable, maybe something we've seen before in the past. It looks like Miami is going to choose Bind. CMU choose defense on that. I do remember Bind was out of the pool last week due to some bans, so that'll be interesting. And Central again chooses Corrode.
Hmm. We seem to really like playing Road, so very interesting here.
Yeah, that was our pick for our first game of the season. It looks like our decider will be Abyss. That'll be interesting. I'm still
Mhm.
unsure about this Corrode pick, and I'm wondering if maybe we have a little bit of like composition changes here and there because we weren't super strong on that map when we picked it and when we didn't pick it.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see if we get to this third map of this, because last year I know we struggled on the map a bit, but that was a year ago, so who knows how we're going to
Yeah.
play on that map this time, if we get to it.
Yeah, we haven't seen Bind at all, and I don't think we saw Bind a lot last season
Yeah.
either. And there has been a lot of map changes to it, so it'll kind of change how the players play, and we'll get exposed to some new techniques and different ways of playing the map.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what we were able to practice and improve upon. Maybe there was any comp changes or something, so yeah.
Right, we're probably gonna see kind of the same agents because the more I kind of looked into it, it does look like Waylay as an agent is very meta right now, and her kit kind of
Mhm.
outweighs all of the other duelists. So we're probably gonna see that pick again, especially on Corrode. And
Yeah.
we were kind of expecting and hoping to see a little bit more aggressive plays from an agent that has movement like that. So hopefully we do get to see that this week from our team instead
Yeah.
of the opposing team.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm really excited to see what Bimmel can pull off, since we saw a lot of those really good kills from Bimmel and him trying to clean up stuff. So I really hope that whatever agent he is on is able to help him do that.
What do you think will kind of be the deciding factor if CMU actually takes Corrode this time?
I think it really is just cleaning up some of the stuff they already have. We see that they have good plays, but they slip up quite a bit every once in a while, and that can just losing those games when you slip up can unfortunately just impact you enough that you are not able to pull in the win.
Are you kind of like comfortable with the way that the roles are distributed in the team, or would you like to see something different? Like, did we kind of enjoy like Bannable on the duelist role, or do you think you could
Uh,
take it or leave it?
I I could take it or leave it. It was nice seeing him change things up, but yeah, I am interested to. I am wondering if him playing a person he's more an agent he's more comfortable with might make them more successful. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell since Crota is such a new map. It's really there's a struggle to know what agents are really meta on this map. So he might just have to keep playing duelist in order to let the team succeed on this map.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick like defense or attack on Corrode because no one really knows if it's attack or defense sided still just because it's so new. Because usually when map picks happen, the team will probably pick the side that they'll get more rounds on, which is
Hmm.
like if it's attacker sided, like
Yeah.
Lotus is very attacker sided, but at some point was defense sided, and it kind of just shifts back and forth
Mhm.
based on which agents are doing what. But it looks like we're waiting for the game to kind of load in, so we'll take a break while we wait.
Yeah. Alright, and we're back. It looks like they have been able to load into their game, which is good. So we're about to start Bind.
We are seeing a lot of newer, no, I wouldn't say new, but we are seeing a lot of agents that aren't in the ordinary. We're seeing a lot of hovers
Yeah.
of things like Echo, but it looks like we didn't fully commit there. So we're gonna see some new. We're gonna see Bimmel on a controller. We're gonna see Hound on that sky. We're gonna see Bannable on that chamber again, which is kind of reminiscent of when we were on Corrode. It looks like BeefStroganoff is getting off that initiator role, so it's kind of everyone's doing something different.
Yeah, and I feel like this can either go really well or maybe not so well. So yeah, definitely very interesting to see here. Yeah, it looks like we're just waiting for Hound to pick, and the other team is. So we can't really comment on that, but
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities for at least the characters being hovered on the attacker side, but we're gonna see Cloud on that Waylay again because, like I said, she's just such a strong character, especially in the meta, so
yeah.
I'm not surprised at all to see her. However, I am surprised to see her not on the attacking side for Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, I am definitely interested to see if they will switch to pick her because I do feel like she is such a strong agent right now. But yeah, I don't. Oh, it seems like they will not be. Interesting. But they do have some strong contenders on their side too. So
Yeah, it looks like so both teams have gone for that double smoke, and that'll be really beneficial for when we're defending, but also a little bit harder for us because obviously the comp is essentially very, very mirrored.
yeah, definitely. And I do really like seeing Bimmel on Viper. Viper can be so oppressive in controlling space here. So really good agent to have.
I also feel like maybe we should see Bimmel on like an initiator or a duelist just because of how much mechanical skill that he tends to have here and there, and having a kit that kind of supports how he can, like, he is the last one standing kind of thing. Could have been interesting, but it looks like Central didn't really want to do that and keeps pushing him on kind of like background support kind of roles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that kind of shows how good Bimmel is because even in those background roles, we still have seen him shine when he's the last one left, being able to get those shots. So, really excited to hopefully see that right when they go into this pistol round as well. We have been winning a couple of our pistol rounds and losing a couple, so really anything can happen here. I am really hoping that we can do this and go in with a strong start.
Looks like Miami, Ohio is kind of really explosive, using that raise movement and the sky utility to get right in. No contesting at all from Central Michigan there, and it looks like we're going to go for that retake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like everybody is trying to keep good angles here, which is really
We do see Central kind of doubled up here and there, so it makes it a lot easier for some of these gunfights to be taken, but we are kind of... We were doing double up, but it looks like some of the players decided to kind of go on their own, and that eventually led to that pistol round being taken by Miami.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate here, especially with the hit in our economy. But the pistol, we have seen Central come back from a pistol pretty well, so not too worried here. But
yeah, and a good thing about that pistol round is it wasn't a complete wipeout. We did see really good instances of playing together. It was fairly even and towards the end there.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like Central's looking to get a little bit more aggressive because they have a lot less to lose with a worse buy.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that aggression can really push Miami to feel a little bit more scared here and lower their confidence after winning that first round.
Yeah, like we saw in the previous games, it was kind of necessary for Central Michigan to kind of play a little bit unpredictably.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like we're really just trading here quite a bit. It's already down to a 3-3. Central really holding their own, even having the worst economy.
I'm glad to see kind of in the ending part of the round, we still have some grouping here and there. It's going to be really hard to break up this 3-man in the tube, but we just have to take down as many as we can with us. And right there, we had a really good opening, so kind of just distracting them and making them look every way will be the best play.
And unfortunately, we're not quite able to pull that off. Yeah, and that does show from Miami's side that when you do play as a team and stay together, that it can be really oppressive and make it harder for the other team to take anything back. So.
Yeah, I would like to see a little bit more, because playing aggressive is no doubt really good here and there, but we have the double smoke. We have Viper, we have Brimstone, we have Chamber. We kind of benefit from playing a little bit more slow, because as soon as we lose that person, we use all of their utility that could be used to hold site rather than take it.
Yeah, definitely. But now, hopefully, with the better guns here in this round, we will be able to see some improvement.
We see Hound there take the first blood. Hopefully CMU holds on to that numbers advantage and doesn't let them get any more. It looks like almost all of Miami is trying to go through there.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like they're a little bit more spread out, but yeah, it looks like they're just struggling still to get.
Heal up, squad.
The last few members kind of stuck in lamps. We have one last Miami player in showers, and hopefully Central Michigan expects it and keeps checking all of their angles, because nothing is completely clear yet. But it looks like we have a good hold on the site right now. We have all eyes on everything that needs to be seen. And Miami, Ohio, weirdly enough, is not really backing off of the site. They're continuing to push this. And Hound loses the 1v1 there, so it's up to the players left on site.
Yeah, really interesting choice here from Miami, but I do think definitely that confusion is helping aid them in winning this right now. Because it is already down to a 2v2.
Right, I was gonna say we were in a 2v2, and Bannable is not with Bimmel right now. Kind of taking a risk to peek out at all right here.
Yeah, it kind of shows that sometimes Central has been making those riskier calls, and they don't always play well, unfortunately.
Yeah, if Bannable was a little bit quicker, maybe if Bimmel held off a little bit, they could take these duels together, but it's leaving Bannable in a 1v2 with a gun that's not super great at doing a 1v2.
Yeah, really unfortunate here, and it looks like he might not check all his angles, which I can't blame him. That's gonna be quite hard with running out of time, but yeah, and that's gonna be it. Really unfortunate to see them lose that round, since we did have technically the better economy there.
Yeah, and additionally, we did have the numbers advantage, but Central kind of gets a little bit impatient and peeks out before their life is kind of insured and a trade is insured.
Yeah, we definitely have been seeing more and more of that this season. I really hope that in future practices they can look at this stuff and realize that they need to slow down a little bit, because I do think that is one of the keys to success here.
It looks like Miami's kind of just going for the typical entry. They're not doing anything crazy, and we do have the worst economy here, so I would like to have us kind of play in numbers. But it looks like Bimmel is alone, but there's a lot of things he could do with that sheriff.
Definitely.
2 Central players taken out on the other side of the map, which makes all of the Miami players rotate.
Yeah, everybody's just kind of flooding towards A. And unfortunately, with the numbers, it's going to be really hard to beat them.
Bannable is able to recover and get that trade, but it is him again against the whole team, and the best thing he can do here is just take out as many as he can.
Yeah. Yeah, really unfortunate to see Central getting kicked off so fast over and over again.
Miami did feel a little bit too confident there. Bannable showing off some of his gunplay. He needs to show a lot more of it here, though.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be really challenging with him needing to pick all these angles.
There's just not really gonna be enough time for him to do all of this.
Unfortunately, yeah, getting hit with the wrong util can just take it out, so. Yeah, we got to see, some of, we're seeing some of Bannable's skills here, his gun skills, but unfortunately he cannot do as much without the rest of his team backing him up. And it does look like we're calling a timeout, which I do think is a very good choice here, going into 0-4. It seems like Central has to switch something up here in order to win these next games.
What would you think it would be to switch up here?
I think we need to switch up some of our timing. It does seem like we have had bad timing, and it seems like we've been rushing things a little bit, not holding angles for as long as we should. So I would say that mostly. And I would also say a little bit more of playing together because we see that sometimes we can't always win those 1v1 fights. We get caught a little bit off guard. So I would say that those are the biggest two things right now, but hopefully they're discussing that in their channel.
Yeah, adding to kind of playing together, I would like to see a different distribution of CMU's defense. They always tend to go towards lamps. They always tend to go towards belong. So we should have at least two players there at all time, and maybe the fifth player kind of hovering back and forth where needed. Because last round we saw Bimmel was all alone there, especially on an eco round, which is it's kind of unfavorable for him from the beginning before he even makes contact with anyone from Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I just think that right now they're not setting each other up for success. So yeah, I definitely think they need to play around with who should be where, in order to have a little bit of a stronger team.
We're gonna see why Central really likes this chamber pick. And it's just because of these guns, and you see it come to fruition right there.
Yeah, beautiful shot from Bannable.
And you're gonna kind of see the Miami, Ohio players migrate, hoping that A is the better pick because Bannable has Belong on lockdown. And like I said, they like to go there. They don't really like going short.
Yeah, it looks like they're just slowly making their way towards A. Because yeah, Bannable was really able to scare them off there.
And we're gonna see Miami, Ohio try and execute this. I hope Cloud is ready because he's kind of in a weird position.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's gonna be a little bit harder for him to get out of there.
But we're gonna see really good gameplay here.
Yeah,
playing in that smoke is something that Miami, Ohio did not expect, and we're seeing that element of surprise come again and again when Central turns these games around.
Yeah, Cloud being in that smoke actually worked out well, able to get 2 picks, so I'm glad to see that. And it looks like, yeah, with one player left on Miami, there's not much they can do here.
Looks like Bannable's kind of looking to go for the flank, but Central might make contact with them first. And Central's just not giving them anything.
Yeah. I do think that was a really good play to try to get the other player, but not fully running out with it, but being patient about it. So, yeah, a good play. It looks like, yeah, that timeout did help them. So I'm hoping we can see more rounds like this.
We immediately saw a little bit more discipline, especially from Cloud, who usually tends to be the person who goes for an aggressive play. But we saw patience because I think we're finally starting to realize that Miami, Ohio's kind of goal is to plant the bomb, and so they have to run into Central. And there's not much Central has to do to kind of force that contact.
Yeah, looking like Miami might go more towards A this time. Maybe scared of Bannable being on B long. Would not be surprised by that. Yeah, they're also taking their time here, trying to approach A from a couple different angles. So hopefully Central's ready for that.
Slowing them down.
And it looks like, yeah, just a lot of util going out. A lot of the teams trying to confront each other here without directly seeing each other.
Glad to have Sky on like the Central team because it can clean up a few mistakes that we make here and there, but peeking and just kind of getting that health back lets us restart.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Miami doing a fake switch over, but now going maybe back to A. Oh, and nope, maybe they actually are going back over to B. Looks like they were just taking their time to call it.
Yeah, unfortunately Cloud giving them that pick, and so all Central players are gonna stay on A expecting a push, but they're going through hookah, which they never really do, and they're gonna invest a Sky ult here just to make sure they get this site, and they're gonna kind of corner Bannable, maybe forcing him into that teleport.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just pushing him, and yeah, it's gonna be hard for Central to do the retake here with the numbers.
Welcome to my world.
Looks like they're quickly rushing over to B for direct confrontation here. These are the moments I feel like really make or break Central, so I really want to see them playing together here, even with the numbers disadvantage.
It's gonna be tough because Miami, Ohio is investing a second ult into this round just to guarantee that Central doesn't have a single chance of coming back.
Yeah, and this is really showing how oppressive the Viper ult is. Yeah, they're really stuck on the outside skirts here. Not able to really do anything.
Bimmel's gonna be forced into using his aim here. That gets the Viper all down, but there's no time.
Yeah. Really good to at least see Bimmel taking some of them out. It was really unfortunate with the amount of picks that Miami got at the beginning. Only so much that Central could do at the end, and I feel like they did the best they could there.
Yeah, and we're gonna see Central kind of stacking towards B, expecting that hit, and they're absolutely right, because that is where Miami, Ohio is thinking of going, with the exception of probably a few lurks here and there.
Yeah. It definitely looks like, yeah, they're crowded up around there, which is a good play. I'm glad they're switching things up sometimes.
Yeah, and I've noticed that Miami, Ohio is not really getting punished for stuff that we got punished for in our past few games. Like, you can see them be really indecisive and kind of really unconfident or just kind of standing still. And unfortunately, they somehow get rewarded for that. And that's just kind of a cool dynamic to see that Central got punished for that. But it's kind of Miami, Ohio's strength here.
Yeah, definitely Miami, Ohio taking their sweet time with making decisions, and Central just kind of chilling and just seeing if they're gonna end up coming into the site.
In the first round from Bannable, we are gonna see Cloud finally get those kills that he was fiending for.
Yeah. Oh, and beautiful. Cloud getting quite a few shots there on Clarence.
It's kind of like a domino effect, because after Bannable got that first kill, you know, we got that trade, and then Cloud was able to come behind where Miami, Ohio wasn't expecting it. Again, that element of surprise kind of being our aid in these trying times.
Yeah, definitely. And it does really show, that if you put agents in the right spot, they can really shine here. And how important first blood can be. And it looks like Miami gonna go more A this time. Hopefully CMU's expected.
Central is really good at kind of predicting where they're going. It's just a little bit of the trouble with the execution, because towards the sites that they have stacked, you do see Miami, Ohio players.
And luckily Hound, knowing where all of the players are, and is ready to take them.
We do have ults on the board, so maybe we should kind of trade ults here, but Miami, Ohio still isn't committing to going to the site.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bimmel not having the right angle here. Yeah, it looks like Central this time is trying to punish them for being indecisive, and
Cloud is again cleaning up here, coming behind them when they weren't expecting it.
And luckily, Cloud able to have the time to do that due to Miami taking their time of not knowing exactly where to go. And it looks like, just playing this 1v1 here.
And Cloud is just going to have to go back and forth, but he does clutch it. But there's not enough time.
Really unfortunate here. Cloud doing so much to clean it up. Very close to defusing that. But yeah, again, we can see that these that if like Cloud is set up in the right way, if Bimmel is set up in the right way, that they are able to really hit these shots here. So definitely amazing to see, even though we did not win that round, that Cloud was able to clean that up so well. But we don't always want to rely on that, just in case if somebody does slip up.
Right, and I think we should keep leaving kind of an agent that has more movement and more opportunity to get out of situations that are unfavorable. Because like we saw with Bannable there, he got hard countered. There was nothing he could do to get away from the raise nade and multiple people peeking him. So we should really leave those kind of pursuits to Waylay, and it would be beneficial to kind of recognize that Ohio really plays this slowly.
Yeah, and it looks like we are able to get first blood here. It looks like, Miami's slowly making their way to B. Again, we're kind of noticing that indecisiveness of them just chilling out for a while.
I know, there's been multiple rounds where they don't even plant the bomb. They just kind of go and take every fight against Central in order to win. And we should be taking advantage of that, because if we don't really show our faces but have really good positioning and hold those angles, then it'll be a lot less easy for them to do what they have been doing the past few rounds.
Yes, exactly.
So we are going to see two alt investments from Central here. We're going to see the Viper's Pit, and we saw earlier the Sky alt. We are going to see Miami, Ohio hesitant to kind of get out of there for some
30
reason.
seconds left.
We are going to see that now.
Yeah, it is interesting how slow sometimes Miami can go. I think that is setting up a weird dynamic with Central. They might not be used to this slow pace. That could be a thing that they're working on actively adapting right now.
Looks like Central's going to try and play for the time here.
One enemy
We
remaining.
did invest 3 ultimates this round, and we are still losing a few people here and there.
Yeah, definitely. But it looks like we are able to run out the clock successfully. But yeah, definitely a little interesting how much util we had to invest in there to win this round.
Right, and we shouldn't have used the Sky Alt there because we kind of knew that Miami, Ohio was still kind of in their spawn. And there's so many alt points now on Viper after her kit was changed that it's going to be a really long time before Bimmel gets that back because he's not taking a lot of head-first encounters or getting those alt orbs or getting first bloods and things like that. So it'll be a while to see that really good alt, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like Miami playing a little bit faster here. Waylay able to get out of there and get information.
And that's exactly the kind of aggressive play that we want to see with Waylay because no other agent can do something like that and get out of there. Looks like we are going to see a trade through the smoke with the spray.
Yeah, definitely. I do love seeing Cloud using this agent in that way. Able to get in and out successfully because we have seen him struggle to do that in the past. But it seems like he's been getting better and better at Waylay each game we have.
Yeah, so we're going to have to try and immediately make a move, which we see Cloud doing here. I was going to say we had multiple CMU players paralyzed, and he kind of recognized that. And so that puts Bannable in a 1v1 instead of a 1v4.
Yeah. Yeah, Cloud getting 3 picks there. Absolutely beautiful. Hopefully... Oh, beautiful shot there.
I'm not sure what Miami, Ohio was doing because coming off the box told Bannable right where he was and right where to look, which gave Bannable the upper hand there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, maybe not the best call there for Miami, but glad we got the round. So, yeah,
Exactly.
we're making a comeback 4-6 right now. 2 games before the half.
We're gonna see a lot of kills on Cloud now from so many like life-saving moments there for the Central Michigan team.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful shots taken by Cloud. Really showing off here in this game, like able to get so many of those shots.
Yeah, and I hope that Miami, Ohio doesn't start kind of counterplaying Cloud because that's what's been working the best for Central Michigan.
Yeah, but looks like they're going straight into B here. Yeah, Miami's slowly speeding things up each round, but definitely going still a little bit on the slower side.
We can't go too fast because Bimmel is right there and ready, and they don't have good enough guns to be taking as many fights as they would probably like to compared to other rounds.
They're successfully able to get that plant.
We're seeing a lot of behaviors from Miami, Ohio that we haven't been seeing recently. We're seeing them be a little bit faster. We're seeing them actually prioritizing planning the bomb. So I hope Central kind of picks up on that and adapts.
So far, I feel like we have been seeing them adapt pretty well. I feel like they're more used to this level of play
Last
style.
player standing. One enemy remaining.
So they have been handling it pretty well over the past time.
Especially Bannable not able to get that last one we won again.
Last round before the switch.
Yeah, unfortunate to see since that round was so close. Yeah, we did see some ults there from Miami, so interesting.
Yeah, we saw a lot of trades from Central, which is great to see. It was in no means a wipeout or anything for Miami. It was very, very close.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, showing that Miami needing to probably trying to use this strong util here to win these fights because they have been struggling with that.
Right, so we're gonna see Central predict where Miami is going ahead. So we just have to hope that they're able to do something about it and keep it with like this excess information that they have.
Yeah, and unfortunately a lot of them just getting hit with util after util. A little bit of crazy is going on here, which is causing both teams to panic a little bit.
Not great positioning from Hound and Cloud there. We did see Cloud get traded by Miami, and then we saw Hound kind of get cornered by multiple Miami players. So it's just kind of recognizing that there's a lot of people in that area, and they always go through that area when they're coming through A. Looks like Bannable is able to get two, though.
Remaining.
Bringing it down to a 3v1 here.
He's not going to expect the last Miami player there, and he's able to take out all three. And we desperately needed to see more coordination from Central there. Because they all three could have peeked him. There's a 0% chance of success for him there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, really unfortunate to see that with that numbers advantage, we're taking these 1v1 fights and not working together as much.
That's a good start.
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes when CMU is in these positions, they need to slow down a little bit and be like, okay, we have this numbers advantage. How can we contact this last player? And yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate to see, but good job for Miami on really hitting those shots.
I hope to see a timeout if we don't grab this pistol round, because we're getting a little bit too below rounds against Miami, and hopefully we see the Waylay and the Sky Shine a lot more while we're attacking. We're gonna see that lineup going in.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely interested to see on how well we will be doing on attacking. And if we can win this pistol round, since we lost the last one.
Looks like we're kind of at a standstill waiting for all the utility to go. We're able to get some shots through the smoke, but we're kind of just all in the same area, and I'm not sure if it's great.
Yeah, we are struggling to get through here in Cloud.
Launching smoke.
Looks like we're just trying to hold sight, but with all this util,
There's so many smokes on the ground. There's so much utility, and Bannable's the only one to make something of it.
Last player standing.
yeah, and unfortunately, just not enough numbers here, and Miami will be able to get this. That was really unfortunate to see. I don't think Central played that the best, unfortunately.
We probably should have waited to plant the bomb, because we planted the bomb going into a 5v5, and we probably should have looked for a pick or waited for the util to go away, or try and distracted Miami with like a lurk on the opposite site, because it was just not favorable for us at all. We got immediately pinched, and Bannable and Bimmel did what they could to recover, but it wasn't enough in the end.
Yeah, really interesting to see how Miami has been playing this defense. Definitely, I feel like they have a really fast pace with their defense, which is something that Central may not have been expecting.
We're seeing a lot of lineups from Miami, Ohio here and there.
Yeah, looks like CMU very spread out here.
We're going to see Central kind of play in areas that are most beneficial to the types of guns that they have. They're not going to try and take, they shouldn't try and take these long-range fights, because it's just a lot harder. They have to hit more shots than Miami does, so it's best to kind of take an angle that's a little bit closer, so we're going to see them go towards like hookah and showers and things like that.
It looks like they're slowly making their way to A, taking a little bit slower this time. It looks like they are trying to maybe get some pick here before they go full in.
It looks like Bannable and BeefStroganoff are able to get some picks to try and get them onto the site. Kimmel able to get a gun upgrade and gets the kill, even though he's blinded.
Yeah, really good aim there. That was really good cleanup from Central that we got to see there. Especially with them not having the best economies, they were able to use it to their advantage and play well. So really good teamwork there.
Yeah, it's nice to see. We've seen a lot in past Central games where we kind of lose those buy rounds because we give the enemy team our guns through a pick or stuff like that. So we saw Central do the exact same thing that they were a victim to, which ended up getting them the round.
Yeah, exactly. And it is kind of, like, the irony is there, and I really do like that. So, looks like, yeah, Central's just kind of going in again, a little bit more spread out, but it looks like they're going to start grouping up right now.
Bannable able to get two off of the bat. Just the Miami player's a little bit too confident, a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah, which is what we kind of saw from Central when they were on defense. So really good to see that we know how to deal with it when other groups do it. So yeah, able to
Spike
get that
planted.
plant, and now we just have to defend site.
Looks like Bimmel knows exactly where these last
Remaining.
players are, and it's not a problem for him.
Beautiful shots there from Bimmel. Love to see it. Bimmel and Cloud, yeah, really pulling this off. And even Bannable able to really hit some good shots here.
Yeah, but we're also seeing really good support from Stroganoff and Hound.
Yeah.
And getting into these sites. We're seeing an overall great performance from the entire team because the scoreboard doesn't necessarily tell you the entire picture and the entire story. So if we keep going like this, I think we could take Find, but hopefully we kind of carry these skills to Corrode because that's going to be the most important part.
Yeah, and seeing what we've seen from Central when they've been on attacking, I almost wish that we started with attack instead of defense here because we have been doing really well. Looks like we're taking it a little bit slower here. Again, trying to wait until we're able to get a pick, which I do think is the right call here.
We're going to see a lot of fights go on immediately. That's going to kind of lead Central leaning towards B with the space that Bannable has taken, but we need Stroganoff to be really careful here. Able to get that. He got his one. He's getting out.
Yeah, unfortunately his health quite low.
Hitting the brakes.
I'm going to see Cloud go in with the judge. Able to get that entry. There's no one waiting for him, though.
Yeah. He's able to... we need all of our numbers, so I'm really
Spike
hoping
planted.
that the teammates that we have stay alive here.
It looks like Cloud is able to get that in an unseemingly unfair fight.
Teleport's ready.
Yeah. And now, all of a sudden, it has become a 3v1, which is really good to see. Now, hopefully, we can play these well. We know where they are. We just need to get the right shot.
Cloud is very low, so they're going to have to play this smart. And Miami might invest an ult here, and that can be the end for Central, but Bannable, using that ultimate, he's ready for it.
Yeah, good call there, because we've seen Central sometimes when they're left here that they do struggle to get that last member, so a good call to use that util. And we are bringing the score closer together at 7-9 now. Both teams inching their way towards match point, but both not quite there yet. So definitely can be anybody's game, and I'm hoping that Central is able to just keep this winning streak going.
Right, because we have seen 3 rounds won in a row, so we're not going to need to change anything, and it looks like we could see a possible timeout from Miami soon, because we're getting closer and closer to match point, just like you said.
Yeah, I think especially if we are getting really close to catching up to Miami, maybe when it's 8-9, maybe when it's 9-9, they definitely should be calling a timeout. But we are not quite there yet, so I'm wondering if they're just going to keep trying to change things up for now.
We're going to see a little bit worse guns from Ohio here, so we really need to make sure that we pick the right fights and when, because we don't want to kind of go in to an area that'll make us lose even when we have the guns advantage. Bannable able to take that long fight there.
Yeah, and we have seen that we've been able to get some good first blood here on attack, which has really been beneficial to us.
Back in a flash.
Unfortunately, I'm getting separated there with the utility. Cloud attempting to try and clean up here and go in.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for them here.
Kimmel and Bannable getting 2, but Bannable getting traded. Cloud's going to try and go into CT, but most of the members are on site.
Yeah, definitely Central not knowing what the best calls are sometimes. Stroganoff
Remaining.
is waiting for his teammates so they can all try to
Player
use different
standing.
angles.
We're in another situation where we don't all peek together, and that gives Miami the round. Really good shots from Ohio there, but you know, not really what you want to see.
Yeah, and the score going up from up to 10 for Miami is gonna definitely put some more pressure on CMU. They need to win these next couple of rounds. They need to tie this up if they want to have a chance of winning fine.
Statistically, it shouldn't be possible that Central lost that round if they played together, because if they traded, and there's 2 of us left and none of them, but It's just unfortunate to see because that was such a winnable round that was ours that we kind of let slip through our grasp.
Yeah, and we have been unfortunately seeing that quite a bit. Us struggling with when there's the one member left. Not always making the right calls with teammates. Looks like we're a little bit more spread out. Still trying to make the call. Actually, the call might be to go towards B here. Um, yeah, playing a little bit more slower than we have.
We need to be really careful here about not giving any kills and stuff, especially to the Viper and the Brimstone, because we are gonna see those ults on the board for next round. Looks like Bannable is able to shut that down before that happens, but going into the next round, Miami, Ohio has another piece of utility to kind of step in Central's way. And I don't think Central expects this flank here.
Yeah, this could unfortunately be devastating. We're about to see if Central will be able to hold this.
Looks like Central is able to get on the side. We are going to invest this all. It
30
makes it a
seconds
little bit
left.
harder for the flanker to do anything as long as Central expects it.
Down you
Oh.
go.
And already, lots of trades going on here.
We're going to see that Viper's pick go down, which is really devastating
Last
for the
player
plan
standing.
Central had. So Cloud goes in if he makes a play because of it.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just kind of a lot of back and forth here.
But Bannable is able to close it out.
Yeah, good to see here. Good to see that we were able to get that. There was a lot of back and forth there. Really, a little bit stressful, like seeing it go back and forth. But yeah, able to pull in that win. Again, bringing that score close. So hopefully, we can win this next round and really put the pressure onto Miami.
Yeah, honestly, Miami hasn't been winning the rounds on this half from like pure technical skill. It's mostly been like kind of not. I don't want to say luck, but just putting a really unique circumstance. So as long as Central keeps doing and playing the way that they have been, I think that we're totally fine. And we have a lot of ults to invest for the next few rounds to kind of grab that win.
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen that these ults have been used very well by Central in the past to keep that space. So hoping that we can win these next couple of rounds with all of that.
We are going to see Central play a little bit more slower than they have the past few rounds. Bimmel getting a really good flank there, but not quite able to get both.
At least being able to alert his teammates. Yeah, and looks like Central, yep, just trying to make their way towards A here. Hopefully they're ready to take over this site.
Looks like Bannable is still waiting for a possible player to poke out and be.
Spike
Yeah,
planted.
which is really good call here. Glad that they know what angles to hold.
Now Bannable's going to run back. Looks like Central still has the site pretty much on lockdown. Not sure. We are watching that flank, so hopefully we don't let it get us. Hound able to win that fight, but we do not see the flank there. Able to take care of it though.
Yeah,
One enemy remaining.
quick cleanup here from Cloud.
We just have one player remaining,
There.
and now we're watching it.
Yep, and now we know where they are. Hopefully we're able to win this. We are playing more together here, just hoping that they don't stack on top of each other too
Right.
much.
And it looks like we are just gonna go through. I was planning to just go plant B, but it looks like Miami was a little bit aggressive.
Yeah,
Just wanted to follow.
yeah, definitely that was a very interesting round to see how everybody was playing. Miami trying to do some tricky things there, but us being able to kind of predict it. And Miami is going to do that timeout that we kind of predicted here. I do think it's a good call for them. They do need to figure something out since they have only 1-2 rounds this half.
But it does give Central like a minute of reflection on what is working, what isn't working. You know, maybe they'll pay more attention to the flanks that they've been getting. Maybe they'll pay more attention to kind of who's on site. It was really good play there from Bannable to kind of hold a member of Miami hostage for a little bit,
Yeah.
where they kind of took care of the other players on the other side.
Yeah, definitely good to see. And I think yeah, that even Central can be like, what can we change up? What can we kind of throw Miami off with here? So definitely, we're not gonna really know what's gonna happen after this timeout. Both teams could change up some strategies here. So yeah, it looks like we're about to go in. Can Central tie this up, or will it become very close to match point for Miami?
What do you think Miami will try and strive to change here?
I don't. It's a tough call. I think that they need to find different ways to oppress Central and keep them off site for longer. But it's gonna be definitely hard to see if they can pull it off.
Yeah, and we're seeing Bannable trying to combat this push.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Miami is trying to push here. I can see them trying to keep CMU at their spawn and trying to get first blood.
Yeah, Central's pushing back on this push a little bit, which is not typical to how a lot of players play the game. You kind of see the
Got the
mass
spike.
presence on one side, and you're kind of pushed to go to the other one, but it looks like Central is going to see this
Teleport's
push
ready.
out going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I wonder if Miami's going to be able to really expect this that much from them. Because yeah, they do have 3 of their agents on A, so Central does have the advantage going into it.
But Central has to act fast because the quietness also is kind of info. We're going to see Cloud just immediately get shut down, not acting fast enough. Sure enough is able to get the plant down. There's lots of hustling from the Miami players to get from the other side.
30 seconds.
Yeah,
left.
definitely. As soon as they get that call, trying to quickly come over and clean up, which they are doing semi-successfully.
Spike
Bimmel
planted.
was not able
Standing.
to kind of shut down that ult, but that's okay because the rest of the players were able to do it.
Weapon
Yeah.
choice. It is so personal.
And I have been liking the way we've been able to shut down these Miami ults here. Able to make them not really worth their while, and our ults have been working pretty well in our favor. So now it is 10-10 of really anybody's game, which is amazing to see that Central was able to catch up to that score.
Right, remembering from when we were 0-4 and it was not looking up, but Central is just a lot stronger on attack on this map, and I wonder if they weren't really aware of that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wonder since we haven't seen Bind last season. We haven't really seen it this season, so yeah, definitely could be a thing that they are now aware of going into future games. Yeah, might want to choose attack first.
And it looks like we're kind of playing the same. It's kind of reminiscent of how Ohio was playing in the first half, kind of feeling things out and then deciding. And not super eager to get the bomb down. More eager to kind of, seek out those fights.
Yeah, and Cloud able to get one successfully, and now twice successfully. Already giving that numbers advantage to their teammates. I feel like Miami here is really feeling the pressure and the stress going into it.
And after all of that performance from Cloud, Central is going to go B and just have Miami scrambling. You can see the indecisiveness, wondering which way to go.
Yeah, it looks like they're still just camping out on A, and CMU is just kind of waiting for their team to
30
get in
seconds
place
left.
here.
Yeah, but we see Central kind of needs to go faster in times like this. They can't be, because that there isn't really going to be anyone here after all of the presence they made. We need to take a little bit more initiative because we do have the players to do so.
Yeah, definitely. And again, we are seeing Miami kind of scrambling to quickly do retake here. They know that they need to do this sooner rather than later with how Central has been playing.
And the Central players know exactly where Miami is, and they're going to be wrapped around too. Oh, Cloud able to get one, and we're just cleaning up the rest.
Beautiful. Okay, that was perfect teamwork there. We saw everybody working together, having the different angles so that when they came out, everybody was able to play their part. And that's what I really like to see here from Central. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. Again, Miami only able to win 2 rounds so far on this half. Central just wiping out the board here with 7 rounds, 4 in a row. And Central is making their way to match point here.
Yeah, we saw a really, really good cross there. when we were holding the site, and that's what we need to see, especially when there's only a few players left. We can't give up the advantage that we have, and thankfully we did not see that happen, and it looks like Central maybe implemented a few things they thought about during Miami's timeout.
Yeah, and we are just seeing really good teamwork here. Their confidence is up. They're feeling really good about the plays they've been doing, and we've seen that reflected in each game.
Bannable chipping Miami a little bit. We did lose a player, and now we're going to have a little bit of a harder time entering without our duelist.
Yeah, CMU kind of forced to play this a little bit slower. You have to be a little careful here. They're probably hoping that they can get a pick to make the score more even.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that's what Bannable's looking to do, but it's a high risk because if another player falls, it tips more in Miami's favor, and then it just spirals from there sometimes.
Yeah, it seems like Central, definitely slowing it down here. Taking their time.
I think Bannable's gonna hit the TP. That alerts almost
30 seconds
all Miami
left.
players to go to the other site. It's gonna be a lot harder for Central to pull this off, and we don't want to see the bomb go down before more players do, but we unfortunately are. So that's gonna leave us a little bit
Spike
stuck.
planted.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Central just did not have enough time there to really fully secure the spots.
We're gonna try and play post minute. We do have the Brim ult, but we still need to get a few players off because we can't rely solely on it.
Yeah, and that is now a 2-3. We are luckily being able to win some of these matches, but this number still might not play in our favor.
We're just gonna have to wait it out.
Remaining.
Hound has to back off. He has to wait for the next one, but he doesn't, and he gets it anyway.
Definitely a very risky move there. It ended up paying off here. Good to see, but yes, definitely. I don't know if in other circumstances it would have been the right call, but he was able to hit those shots perfectly.
Yeah.
Love seeing that from Hound.
Saved by mechanical skill there because he definitely should have waited. I felt a little bit confident. We're seeing that kind of bloodlust again.
Yeah, but hey, this confidence has been helping them hit these shots, and even though that was a risky play, that confidence was able to help him win the round. And now, just like that, we are on match point, 12-10. Hopefully we can clean this up here and win Bind.
We do have Bannable pulling out that ult, which he is so comfortable on. So he's going to be looking for a pick here, but he's not. He's worrying me a little bit because he's not really looking at the right side. And we do have another ult that we can invest in this round, and we 100% should.
Yeah, I am really hoping that CMU goes all out here, especially now that we have First Blood.
Really good fit from Sugar. Probably overextended there a little bit. But there are players on the site, which Miami wasn't expecting, and it kind of seems like Central has this in the bag with another ult to invest.
Yeah, Miami with the numbers a little bit lower. It's gonna be a struggle here to pull this off for them. Looks like we're swinging around to B.
Yeah, and only one Miami player is there. Makes it a lot better for Central. Really good call from them.
Yeah, but they are getting close
30
on
seconds
time, so
left.
they really need to get into this site quick and pull something off.
We're seeing too much hesitation. The clock is ticking down. There's no presence on A. Miami can eventually kind of put the pieces together.
Yep, and it looks like they are quickly making their way over to B, ready to go out.
Bimmel able to get one even through that flash, and it's basically secured here as long as they keep playing these angles.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting here because Central needs to work together here now that it's a 3v2. They need to make sure they're staying together because we have seen these go a different way.
We're gonna see it go down to a 1v1 that Bannable isn't ready for, and we're gonna see this 3K for the third time this round, this match.
Yeah, again, we see when we get to these ends, sometimes Central able to play beautifully as a team, able to stop Miami, but other times not able to group up as well, get stuck with some of the util, get stuck with not having the right angles. Unfortunately, we get punished for that.
Yeah, we got severely punished for that, and I can't comprehend how
Need equipment.
all 3 Central players
Thanks.
left aren't looking kind of in the same direction, and maybe there's a little bit of lack of communication there.
Yeah, I definitely think not the best play there, but luckily we are still putting that pressure of match point on to Miami, and we do still have the numbers advantage. So if we can win this round, that'd be amazing. But yeah, it is definitely getting scary here. We really don't want Miami to win this round.
We're gonna see Miami kind of push Central towards A with that Viper Assault, but it looks like we're not really budging at the thought of it.
Yeah, it looks like we're still strong about going B, which is really interesting.
Unfortunately, Sky Utility not able to figure out where the Viper is. They are able to take it down, and that ruins Miami's complete plan for this round. And you're gonna see them immediately run to the other site, kind of not knowing what to do at all.
I think that was an amazing call from Central to just be like, no, we're not gonna fall for your ult. We're just gonna keep going. And they were able to successfully pull it off, and now we know where Miami is as well.
It's gonna startle the Miami players quite a bit that Central is still choosing to go towards their staff site.
We are seeing so much util here. Miami trying to do whatever they can possibly do to win this round. And of course, CMU doing the same.
And there's so many ults being invested just to not let Central pace that match point. But we are going to see Bimmel go for that ult. Oh, he's not able to secure it.
Standing.
And it's just Hound left.
Oh my
But
god.
Miami's low.
This is going to be a very close round here. I am feeling the stress right now.
And Hound's just going to keep running. And
Oh, they're going for the defuse.
And they're on the defuse.
Oh.
And where that takes us into overtime.
Oh my gosh, that was such a close round there. Hound
Overtime.
trying to peek out, but just seconds short. Really unfortunate to see. That was just pure chaos there from both sides. And I did think Central played that beautifully, but just got stuck at the very last second. Really unfortunate. But yeah, going into overtime, either team has to win 2 games to win this. So again, anybody's game here. CMU losing that advantage, so hopefully they're able to gain a new advantage in this round.
It's going to be a lot harder for Central to kind of organize their gameplay and their thoughts because they're going to be switching back and forth from attacking and defending. And while their attacking is very strong, I think this overtime is going to come to when they can get their defense together.
Yes, definitely. We definitely need to see them having that strong defense because it could punish them in the end.
Bannable is able to finally get a pick from playing that position so many times. And Bimmel able to get another one. And able to recover. And Bannable's getting the other one. And somehow they've kind of figured out their defense by just taking the right fight.
Yeah. Unfortunately losing Cloud here. But a 2v4, this is to our advantage here. So hopefully we're able to play this right.
We do not want to see another 3v1 that we lose. And I hope Central is severely aware of that.
Yes. Because again, with overtime, every round counts. We need to get this. Oh, beautiful. Oh, unfortunately able to not finish that out fully. But now it is a 1v3. We did see how that 1v3 went.
With this exact Miami player. But we are together here.
Oh,
and
good
it's
to see.
not a single sweat off our back.
Yeah. Definitely good to see here. We got the advantage. We just need to win this next round. If not, we'll go back to a tie and keep doing overtime here. So yeah, hopefully we can win this round. But yeah, we'll keep switching here.
Yeah.
So that is gonna definitely make it harder for both teams to play.
In terms of our performance, we've done really great on attack, so we just have to be a little bit more aware of things that could go wrong. But besides that, I think our strategy that we've been doing is completely okay. And just, with the odds, it's very unlikely that Miami pulls out a grand performance for their defense.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like we are gonna maybe go more towards B here. It looks like we're gonna probably try to get a pick here before we fully commit to either side.
Animal giving them just a little bit of free info.
Very
Miami we're just seeing kind of deja vu, the same thing that we've seen almost every attacking round from Central.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the question really will be, are we able to get first blood? Are we able to get this numbers advantage? Well, it looks like Central's really trying to go for that right now.
We're just trading bullets and utility back and forth, and the clock is ticking.
Yeah. Luckily, we still have a little bit of time here, but they need to do something soon, or else they're gonna get kind of pinched.
You can see a lot of patience and discipline from Miami. They really just don't want to give Central anything. Bimmel able to recover from that and get a trade despite unlikely positioning.
Mm-hmm. A really good angle that Miami
30
had there.
seconds
Was
left.
not expecting that. It looks like we are able to hopefully get this plant here. And yeah, 4v4. Central's really gonna have to defend this well.
Looks like Miami players are just waiting for Bannable's arrival.
Unfortunately, getting picked off. I think we can see good teamwork here from CMU, because this is what's gonna help us win this round.
We're just gonna see so much utility that it's just overwhelming for Central. Able to make it a 2v3, but now they're gonna have to play close
One
one.
enemy
They
remaining.
do have that
Last
50
player
utility
standing.
on the bomb.
Yeah, and it looked.
And we take that fight, but we win it.
Oh my gosh, that genuinely shocked there. Did not expect that. Really good to see there. I did not know we were gonna win that round, so that was really great to see. So yeah, really beautiful win here. Amazing game. We got to see so much from both teams here. We got to see so much util and good teamwork. And this does really give hope for CMU going into this next map.
Yeah, if we take the notes that we did and how we played on Bind, we will do a lot better on Corrode than what we've seen. So hopefully that is what we observe. And we honestly, those role switches and stuff weren't as bad as I thought they would be.
Yeah.
So hopefully that carries to Corrode and we take this second map.
Yeah, so we will see you guys right after this break. We are hyped up. We hope you keep the energy for the next round. Yeah, goodbye. Hello! Thank you for still watching. We just won our last map. We're going into Corrode, and it's time to get into this.
Yeah, so it looks like we did choose defense on Corrode, which was a little bit more typical of, the last time that we chose it. And we saw a lot of problems that we saw on Corrode fixed on Bind. So,
Mhm.
correlation, we should see those problems fixed on Corrode, right?
Yeah, hopefully. I really hope we do see that because yeah, Corrode, I don't really think we were like necessarily like really struggling with it last time. It just was we were just underperforming a little bit more than the other team. So
Right.
if we can clean that up a little bit, I think we can be really successful here.
Yeah, so we're gonna see the exact same agents that we saw on Corrode. We're gonna see the Fade, the Waylay, the Chamber, the Omen. Thankfully, we have Bannable back on that Smokes role
Mm-hmm.
instead of something else, and we're gonna see Bimmel on an agent that complements his playstyle very, very
Uh-huh.
well. Because we see him, really good mechanical skill,
Yeah.
really good reaction speed that makes him the perfect candidate to play Chamber here. And we're going to kind of see some mimicking here coming from Ohio. We're going to see the same Fade. We're just going to switch out Sentinels here and there. We did see the Yoru and the Vise from last week on Corrode.
Uh-huh. Yeah, definitely. And I do have to say though, Bannable on that last map with his agent, yeah, I think he did a really good job. So I'm glad that we got to see that and see a different agent, but it is good that he's on a comfort pick right now because we know that he can shine with that.
Yeah, we need to have the players as comfortable and confident as possible because we have not done the greatest on this map despite
Yeah.
it being our pick. And we really need to show why it is our pick,
Mm-hmm.
why we want to play defense, why we want to play these agents compared to other ones because we've seen comps on Corrode, like the enemy team right now, that are a lot more oppressive, a lot more aggressive.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we keep seeing Waylay being used to her full potential from Cloud here and we keep seeing him doing really well on mechanical skills.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, we want to keep seeing that teamwork coming in. We know we keep seeing these end games where there'll be three of us and one of them, and not always we're able to clean that up that well. So I really hope that we talked about that during this break, and we're able to kind of figure that out a little bit more on this map.
Yeah, and we did kind of see a lot of those problems like that be fixed in the end of the round. We did see a lot of good crossfires where not a single player of Central fell whatsoever, and we cleaned up the rest of the round in a matter of seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just a lot of things going into this map that we're gonna have to pay attention to. That we're gonna have to make sure are going well if we want to be successful here. But yeah, this is our map pick. We don't know how Miami's gonna be on this. Really, anything can happen. So it's just really left wide open until we get in. And I do really hope that we can see a victory in this pistol round.
Right.
Too.
And that would be the key because it is just a little bit demoralizing to kind of see the score 0 or a lot lower than the other enemy team. And we do always have the potential to win those pistol rounds. It comes down to like a singular mistake that we make that hopefully we can identify because what do you think has been like the deciding factor of why we've been kind of losing these pistol rounds?
It seems like we struggle going in with our plan confidently right away. I think that once we get into the groove of things, we figure things out, but I think we always struggle with that initial start point of figuring out what Miami's going to do, what we are going to do. And I think our confidence just isn't quite there yet in the first round. And I think that is one of the reasons why we, have seen, unfortunately, not winning those pistol rounds.
Yeah, I would agree because we've had a lot of patterns of not necessarily coming back all the way, but when we get the rounds, it's after we kind of understand how the enemy team is playing instead of getting the enemy team to understand us. And so I hope, especially because we saw a lot of alts last week not really come to fruition from Central. So hopefully we see a lot better timings, as you said, a lot better timings with how we use them and where we would use them because a lot of the time we didn't get a lot of value from them, whether it was from Corrode or a different map.
Yeah, definitely. So, definitely gonna be interesting. But we have seen us winning like the thrifties after the pistol. So yeah, definitely really interesting. But I think we are having slight tech issues, so we'll be right back, hopefully, to start this. Hello, welcome back. Thank you for being patient with us while we figured that out. But we are ready to go into Corrode.
Yeah, so we talked about a lot of things that we want to see. What are the things that we don't want to see?
We don't want to see some of the mistakes we made last round. We don't want to see that bad teamwork that we've been seeing, and we don't want to see us being stuck in our ways and not being able to adapt.
Yeah, so we're gonna kind of go for our typical defense setup here. Nothing too special. We kind of didn't really take a lot of space mid, so expect to kind of see the same behavior here. Looks like our overlay is working, so we're gonna have a little bit more to commentate on as the rounds go on.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like we're going into this pistol round, so I'm really hoping that we can win this here. Looks like we are pretty spread out here. It looks like we might be trying to go for a flank, so that'll be interesting. And yeah, it looks like they are just crushing it on B. Bimmel not having a good angle there, unfortunately.
Yeah, not able to hit those shots, which is not very characteristic of him. And now it's up for the rest of the players of Central Michigan to try and clean this up. But it's going to be really hard as the site is practically on shutdown. And there's not a lot of utility left.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, we are just not winning these gunfights here.
Last player
It was
standing.
kind of just, we didn't really know how to counter that really explosive entry from Ohio, so...
Yeah, I think we were not expecting Ohio to move that fast, and that really threw us off guard. So unfortunately, losing another pistol round. Really hoping to see if we can win this thrifty though, since we were able to do that last time.
We're gonna see some really big guns from Miami, Ohio going into this round, and so fortunately Central is on defense, so that gives them a lot more corners and things to play in as we go into this round, but I'm not really seeing Central take advantage of those in our positionings right now.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to see if they are able to play at the angles that we need in this.
Looks like we are gonna go through mid for kind of a push together, kind of leaving the rest of it on Bimmel. Not a lot of bullets in his gun right now, not a lot of utility that he can really use to slow it down. So eventually,
Spike planted.
you know, Miami, Ohio is gonna kind of figure out where the rest of the team is.
Yeah, really interesting that they're trying to almost like come up from behind because they're not really able to keep up fast enough to get anything good out of it quite yet. But I don't know, we have to see a little bit more of it before
Yeah, we are able to kind of get an entry there, but we're just not able to execute it. We did have the waylay utility there, and that kind of gave us an opening, but it didn't quite work out because they were really expecting us there, because as we've seen before, we were a little bit hesitant, and we weren't really going as fast as we needed to there.
Yeah, unfortunate there, but also with the gun disadvantage, not a lot we can do. But yeah, I'm a little bit scared about how fast that round ended. I was hoping that CMU would be able to hold it for a little bit longer. But now we are going into next round. We have the good economy, but they also do as well. So gonna be a pretty even play here.
Yeah, hopefully a little bit more in Central's favor. It looks like we are going to be a little bit more aggressive on this defense. But it looks like a lot of the players are going through mid, but they're also split through B. So we're going to have to get a few players here and there to break up this split.
Yeah, and it looks like we are trying the best we can, but not fully able to get any picks from this quite yet.
Unfortunately, really not getting that pistol round as we were kind of looking for, and now we're kind of back where we were, especially on this map. We're kind of seeing the same things happening, and there's honestly not much Central can do about it, but it looks like we are having a lot of discipline and patience, kind of waiting for the team to come into us. We're going to see Waylay actually utilize her kit there and trying to get an opening.
Yeah. And it looks like we're seeing Miami doing one of their slow pit plays again. Finally, they are going to push into A here. A lot of util.
Looks like Cloud is going to try and get that first blood, but it goes to Miami, Ohio, and Cloud is pinched.
Yeah. Really unfortunate to see here.
30 seconds.
And all these tight quarters around here, it's kind of hard for...
And
both
we just
teams.
cleaned that round up.
Yeah, BeefStroganoff and Hound getting really good kills there. Good to see. I'm really impressed.
Push a button.
Yeah, we saw really good util usage from Central there, and then we just saw a lot of good technical skill from especially BeefStroganoff there. I'm not sure why Miami, Ohio didn't come out in that encounter because it was definitely tilted in their favor, but it's really good to see that we do invest and win a buy round because that is so crucial to how economy in this game works.
Yeah, definitely. And it was really cool to see there, yeah, that technical skill because we have been seeing each and every individual player shining at some point in these rounds. So amazing to see there.
Where are you?
We're gonna see kind of the same setup from Central once again. Not getting too aggressive. It was really good in that last round that we kind of stayed on site and just kind of picked an angle and sat there besides Whaley, which, you know, has the movement to get out of a situation. BeefStroganoff able to get one. Hopefully can back off, and he does.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we already lost Cloud here too. Gonna make it a little bit of
Stroganoff able to equalize it, giving them a glimmer of hope
Spike
here.
planted.
Some weapon picks that we have here kind of limit us on the positioning that we can do, especially Bannable
Yeah.
is not going to want to be taking these fights first.
Yeah, and it looks like he is definitely trying to play a more supportive role here.
Already having the Vise all up
Yeah.
from Miami, Ohio, which is crazy as it's the first round.
Yeah. Very fast there. Looks like we're getting a lot of trades back in front here. Already down to the 2-3.
We're going to see a really good crossfire for Miami, and Bimmel's going to try his best to break it up.
Yeah, unfortunately, just too many angles to cover for one person, so that is going to go in the round of Miami. It is now 1-3.
We're going to probably see Central go on a save here. It looks like Whaley is going to force, or maybe not, because that would have been, that could have worked, as there's a thing in pro play called the hero rifle, and they kind of pass it around so that people can make plays when it's not really expected, especially since Miami's probably going to suspect this save from Central, so we're going to probably see them play differently, a little bit more aggressive, taking those long-range battles. But Bimmel, thankfully, has the utility to kind of make up for it, but he is alone on the site.
Yeah, so this is going to definitely be a harder play, but also there's so many close quarters here that it could lend well if he's using more of these pistol guns. So, it's going to be interesting to see if Central's able to pull it off.
We're going to see this mid push again from Central on the save, which still trying to dissect this play here. It looks like they are going to go for B, and again, Bimmel's the only one on the site, so that's pretty much a free take for Miami there.
Yeah, again, really interesting because CMU always, when they try to do this play, has to play catch-up of just trying to quickly get over to the B site. We haven't seen it work in the past, so I'm curious if they will be able to find any success in it this time.
Yeah, I wonder if it would be a little bit more beneficial to just stay on the sites because we haven't seen any value from both times that they have pushed through mid. And it looks like going to the site, they're able to do a little bit more than you would expect.
Yeah, already, it's already down quite a bit, 2-3. But yeah, we are able to, really, even though that was a save, we were able to kill off 3 of their members, which can definitely be beneficial here.
Yeah, and that rifle got into Hound's hands, and they were able to do something with it, which is what you want to see in save rounds like this. You kind of want to punch up and take down one enemy player, take that gun, and give it to the strongest player to increase your odds of winning the round.
Definitely, and we see that we are able to get better weapons here, so some of this can be really impressive against Miami, so I'm hoping that we can see some good gun work out of CMU, and hopefully even up that score a bit.
We're going to see Central, again, really good at predicting where Miami wants to go, and hopefully Bimmel gets a little bit of value from his positioning here, but he's not really going to see anything from it.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate since he does have such an impressive gun.
And we're going to see him just kind of wait, and looks like it's kind of worrying Miami, his positioning, and just the fact of his presence, so they're kind of shifting a little bit towards B, which thankfully doesn't have only one player on it.
Now it looks like Miami is doing the approach of taking things a little bit more slow and then rushing in fast. We're seeing them going in right now. I feel like every time they take it slow, we've not been pushing up to their spawn, and then we just coincidentally, every time they go a little bit faster, we try that move. It ends up not being beneficial. So I think, unfortunately, just getting a little bad luck.
Right, and we saw Miami, Ohio invest that fade ult here immediately. Kind of was a weird placement. Yeah, having it not go towards the site, but it looks like it worked out in the end for Miami. But we're still in a 2v1, and we do have a waylay ult if necessary. But it's not planted for them, so all Cloud has to do is hold this, and they're able to take it home. That puts the waylay ult on the board for the next round.
Yeah, and that waylay ult is going to be very useful for the next round. And we got to keep the good gun too, so overall, like, really good from CMU here. Beautiful to see that teamwork there too in the last bit.
Yeah, we're still gonna see not a complete full buy from Central even from that win, but it looks like Miami's economy is just as broken. So in the end, we kind of have the stronger tools here and there, and we have 2 ults, or 3 ults on the board actually. So in terms of retake, it should be fairly easy, and we should have all the information that we need.
Yeah, and we have 2 more ults just about to happen too if they're able to get an ult forward here. There's so much util that could be in play. I am kind of hoping to see if Central will save it if this round ends up already going into their hands.
The Cloud is able to get a really good kill there through the smoke. Getting kills through the smoke is just so great because you don't even risk your own life. And yeah, it does come down to kind of luck and knowing the map, but you know, since they wanted to play Corrode so much, they should know things like that of where to spray, and that should give them the upper hand since it is their map pick.
Yeah, and already, like, it's 5-3. We have this numbers advantage. We're doing great here. So it's really good to see that we do seem to know this map well enough to get those picks.
Yeah, and we're not seeing as much as a divide between the 2 rounds of Miami, Ohio, and Central. Like, we're only 2 apart, and that is really easy to close the gap, and we're getting another display. Yeah, another display of really good map knowledge from Cloud.
One enemy remaining.
Wow, and we're able to see another good shot from BeefStroganoff. Unfortunately, Cloud getting picked, but now it is a 4v1.
And all we have to do there is basically hold the spike hostage because there's nothing Miami can do here. They don't have the Omen all on the board, so he either saves or he goes for it, and looks like he's gonna choose to save.
Yep.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, Central just has to hold this for 7 more seconds, so yeah, we got this win in the game. This will bring it up to a 3-4. We are almost caught up to them already. Already going into this better than what we saw from the last map. Last map was 0-4, and we're at 3-4, so this is great to see here.
Yeah, and that round effectively kind of fixed our economy problem that we're having and made a really big impact on Miami, so we're gonna see hopefully less fair matchups more in our favor.
Definitely.
We still have 2 ults on the board. We're gonna have Bimmel soon. That'll give him the upper hand when he holds the angles that he does at the beginning of the round. Looks like Central really good at kind of putting him where he needs to be, where Miami is going. And trying to be a little bit more less predictable about it probably would be great because they kind of expect Bimmel to be there every time.
Yeah, but also I have been noticing that does put a lot of pressure on them when they do have that there.
Right.
So it is cool to at least see that is working in their favor. But yeah, I kind of wish it was a little bit more of a surprise.
I'm gonna see a little bit of Bannable's comfortableness on this agent because he knows how to play in these smokes extremely well.
Yeah, able to get 2 kills before he's picked off himself.
Bimmel kind of overextending there. Was really surprised he got that first kill. Really good reaction time.
Yeah.
Spike planted.
Fortunately, they're able to get the plan.
And Stroganoff is gonna invest that ult there. He needs to stay alive.
Enemy remaining.
And hopefully the rest of the team can kind of clean it up.
Looks like Cloud's gonna go straight for the defuse, just trying to quickly get it done since Hound is the only other person protecting. And able to get that. Really beautiful there.
Yeah, almost no urgency from Miami whatsoever, but they are able to take out the rest of the Central players.
Yeah, I wonder if they were thinking that it was a fake out there, or deciding that they were just gonna have to lose that.
Right, and we're gonna see Stroganoff kind of displaying a little bit more map knowledge here. We're gonna go for that Odin because so many spots on this map. There's so many boxes that are wall bangable.
Yep.
So hopefully we can get a lot more kills without even seeing the person as we saw with those like smoke kills and stuff like that. We're gonna see a broken buy from Miami as well going into this round.
Yeah, and it looks like they're already communicating very well. They know where people are. It's just a matter of can they get in. Bannable already picked, and Bimmel as well. This is unfortunately not going in their favor so far.
Yeah, it's gonna be up to Central whether to call to use the ult or not, or just try and work with what they have right now.
They do definitely have the gun advantage, but yeah, with the player advantage, they might be a little bit stuck here, and they might just want to kind of save here and not use all of their ults. So I don't know. Like this is gonna be a tough call.
Yeah, there's still 4 players on the board from Miami, and kind of investing in ult unless they get 2 seems kind of pointless.
I agree here. It looks like we're just trying to do what we can, but it's gonna be hard to not get pinched here.
We're just kind of running. We're doing really good at running.
Yeah.
We're able to do what we can, and we were so close. Really good attempt from Central there. We just ran away from the pinch, and it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I was genuine. That was a good surprise there to see. But yeah, unfortunately, just not quite going in our favor there. Unfortunately, Miami getting that first blood really quickly there kind of threw Central off.
Yeah, I would like to see some fresh positioning, maybe from Bimmel, because even though it has been scaring them time and time again, they do know where to look, exactly where to find him, exactly how to counter him. So he needs to be in a place where he can comfortably teleport away and be out of danger. We're going to see Central be a little bit more aggressive here, not really getting anything from it, and that 0 interaction from both teams.
Yeah. Yeah, just basically some location reveals for both. Unfortunately, BeefStroganoff getting picked.
Was hoping to get that first blood there, but
yeah.
Now eSight is just left completely open, but Bannable's doing what he can to try and make up for the gaps.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see some strong teamwork here if Central wants to win this round. Because of the numbers. So it's gonna be really important that they play numbers.
Just narrowly missing, but unfortunately, Hound being forced in that utility. Bimmel able to get 2 good shots there.
But unfortunately, this is gonna be a hard fight for Bannable.
Setting Bannable up as much as he can.
Unfortunately, just hit with so much utility, he's gonna be quite delayed
Spike
here.
planted.
He does have pretty much full utility, so I would like to see him use almost literally all of it.
And oh, this is gonna be a tough angle for him.
If I was Bannable here, yeah, I'd pop that smoke and I'd fake.
Yep. Looks like that's exactly. Oh, fortunately getting hit there.
Really good shot through the smoke.
Yeah.
Not sure if that was completely intentional.
Yeah, I don't know either, but good play from Miami there. But yeah, unfortunately that gap is starting to grow again, so that is a little scary. I'm hoping that Central can switch something up here, try something new. We do have 2 rounds before the half, so just really hoping that CMU can try to tie it up or get close to tying it up before the half.
Right, and it was just really disappointing because for some reason there was no Central players on A, and that made it so much easier because if Miami lost 1 or 2 players there, then Bannable would have been able to close out that clutch.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think we just need to see a tiny bit more of the teamwork here and communication, which is what we kind of noticed last time they played Corrode, where things just had to get cleaned up a little bit more in order for these plays to work. And we're noticing that exact same thing this time, where if CMU cleans up this stuff a little bit more, these plays could go really well.
It looks like the split quite did not work out for Miami, Ohio. Bannable able to get 2, which is so cool because we're on our save. Like, that shouldn't be a thing that Miami is giving up, but they are, and so now they're so split.
We are seeing that Vice ult coming in. Miami really trying to stop this here.
Investing another ult.
Mhm.
Well, it looks like Hound and Cloud are just gonna try and do their
Enemy
best.
remaining.
Yeah, oh, perfect.
Thrifty.
Beautiful. Beautiful right there. That's what we want to see in these rounds. We want to see that teamwork and communication
Last round
playing
in
out
the half.
perfectly, and that's what we saw, yeah, during a save. So that ended up working out perfectly for CMU. I'd love to see them win this next round and us go into the next half 6-6.
Yeah, we have the perfect economy for the last round of the half in Miami. Ohio still has one player that kind of still has a broken buy. Honestly, you could say 3 players that don't have a full buy. And we still have 2 ults on the board.
Mhm.
They have 2 ults on the board. So I hope that we really use them because they're going to go away after this.
Yeah.
So there's no harm.
Definitely. And it is, all these ults are such good utility, so I am hoping to definitely see some of that.
Not sure why we're seeing Central kind of migrate away from B after Waylay got some really critical info there of seeing multiple players.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna try to go for more of a weird post plant situation. I don't exactly know what their call is here.
It looks like during that aggressive play from Cloud, he was able to get substantial damage on Ohio's Waylay, so it's going to make them a lot more careful and nervous to entry with her.
Yeah, and with this util, it's already causing Miami to panic. And wow, just beautiful, beautiful. Hound, BeefStroganoff, Cloud again, leaving just one player left for Miami.
Really good ult usage from Central. It looks like Cloud is just going to close it out with no problem at all.
3 kills from Cloud there. Perfect teamwork. Love to see it.
Didn't lose a single person there, and that gives a really good, hopefully a really good prediction for how this next half will go. Because Central was so good on attacking on bind, I hope that we see a lot of the skills kind of translate as they go into this half.
Yeah, I agree. And I really do want to see us win this pistol round, since it would be such a good benefit to put our score up a little bit more and get that buffer against Miami. And also to kind of shoot Miami's confidence a little bit.
Yeah, so it looks like we're kind of going to go into a head-to-head battle here between Miami and Central. And the really interesting dynamic of pistol rounds is that everyone's on the same playing field. You have all of the same, well, mostly the same guns, the same utility. So you just have to make of it what you can. Looks like Central's going to get first blood there, and that's going to easily help them get onto site. No problem at all.
Yeah. Amazing to see, and now it is a 5v3. You have this numbers advantage. Got to see some beautiful shots there from Bimmel.
Yeah, we're gonna see Bimmel got really confident there, and it worked out because he got 2 players. We're gonna see Bannable. Excellent
Cleaning it up.
Excellent usage of the paranoia there.
Yeah, beautiful cleanup there from Bannable. We saw that he was able to get so many kills last round, so glad that we're seeing it again.
And we are seeing that pistol round win, so hopefully Central uses it to the best of their ability, because we're not really seeing 2 Central players buying, which is interesting.
Yeah, definitely. We have seen a lot of these interesting calls here from Central, but most of them have been working out. So I'm interested to see what they do with this.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to see more plays from Bannable and stuff like that, because when he utilizes his agent and shows how much experience he has on them, he makes really great plays.
Definitely. So yeah, I want to keep seeing it from him.
Looks like we're gonna try and push through mid with the better guns, taking every long range fight that we can.
Yeah. And it looks like, sorry about Miami is, yeah, gonna definitely, be pretty spread out here and just trying to hold them off as long as possible.
Yeah, but there's not much they can do here. Cloud and Bimmel relentless. And the site is theirs already within a matter of seconds, and now it's just up to Miami with a guns disadvantage to try and make something out of this round.
Yeah, I'm gonna be really impressed if Miami can do anything here, really, because it's gonna be quite a big fight to try to take back this site.
We are gonna see them kind of split up, and the clock is ticking, so I'm glad to see that Central is not trying to seek out those players. We're really grouped up. We have at least one person with us.
Yeah. And it looks like we're gonna try to kind of get them to go onto site before attacking.
Well, unfortunately, Cloud getting a little bit
You have got to be
Yeah.
kidding me.
too confident here. We're
Oh,
gonna
and
have
they're
to try
going full
and rush.
for the defuse. Oh,
But
please shoot the fire.
there's just not enough time.
Yeah. Oh, that stressed me out.
I'm not sure if that was completely calculated.
Yeah, I
from
don't know
Central,
either,
But
but-
a round is a round.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I'm really glad they were not able to get that defuse, but a really good call from Miami to try to go for the defuse, even if they did not have enough time, because that almost worked in their favor. They had 2 more seconds, you know.
Right. Not even. Just one.
Yeah. So glad to see that that did not work out for them.
Looks like we're still kind of on weird buys here. We're gonna go into this round. No ults, nothing. Just pure gameplay and skill, hopefully.
Yeah, which is a really interesting call, but we have seen it work, so I'm excited to see it.
And Cloud is just trying their best, but getting caught off guard.
Down mid.
A lot of these players are so used to certain crosshair placements when other characters kind of crouch or move in a certain way. It makes it a lot harder. But we're gonna see Miami get outgunned by the Spectre there, which is, I don't even have a word for that.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting, but great to see Hound able to do that.
Yeah, and that equalizes it, and it looks like we're gonna go to A, which is, not the best because we do see 2 players, but they are kind of moving away from it, kind of giving us a window.
Yeah, looks like they might be confused on if CMU is going to A or B, so they did back off site a little bit, so hopefully Central's able to play this well.
Hopefully Central keeps the utility in their pocket because it doesn't let them know that they're there yet. And then they should explode with all of their utility. I'm hoping to see
30
Bimmel
seconds
not dry peeking this.
Yeah, we definitely need to play together here to keep this numbers advantage, especially with so few players. We need to be able to hold these angles well.
We're gonna see this crossfire between Hound and Bimmel. Hopefully getting a lot from it. Bannable has almost full utility on the board, so we should have no issue at all.
One enemy remaining.
Great
Beautiful.
crossfire. And there's
Beautiful.
nothing they can do. 2 players not even dying.
And that's what we need to see here. Working together to keep these angles together in order to secure that win. If I was Miami right now, I'd probably start to panic and maybe call a timeout here because they are losing this lead. CMU already at 9. We are inching towards match point, leaving Miami behind. They need to do something.
Retrieving thorns.
Right, and more importantly, utilizing the fact that they could do a crossfire here. You already see Hound with an ultimate coming, at least after this round or during it.
Yeah. So, yeah, Miami's gonna struggle here, especially since they do not have good guns. So, yeah, it's gonna hopefully go in the favor of Central yet again.
Yeah, we're gonna see them just kind of set themselves up for success again and again, whether it be using these crossfires or a better economy, or we see a player like individually do really well that sets up the rest of the team.
Yeah, definitely. And looks like we're playing a little bit slower here, kind of waiting for things to happen.
Looks like we do have Hound's ultimate, but kind of begs the question if we need it, if we have this guns advantage. Is it worth investing?
Yeah, and I think they're gonna see who gets first blood here to really determine that question.
And it looks like taking the site, they won't need it at all.
Yeah. BeefStroganoff planting right now. The others defending the site, trying to keep Miami away.
We're gonna see these angles that Central just really adapts to very well, even though they're not expected, and we haven't seen a lot of plays coming from those areas, and it's just gonna be a wipeout.
Yeah. I am a little bit disappointed with Miami's teamwork here. It seems to be that they're kind of falling apart a little bit, and not fully being able to hit their shots and work together here, which is giving CMU this easy win for this round.
A critical play there from Central is usually when we see them seek out that last player, someone falls, but thankfully, even with a little bit of misorganization, Bimmel and Bannable went together and closed it out, and no one died. Nothing was lost of value.
Yeah, always noticing that blush first, but at least playing it pretty well this time when they go out to hunt them down.
It's nice to see the large gap be between Central winning and them losing instead of the other way around.
Yes, definitely. And I am kind of interested that Miami has still not called a timeout here. I don't know if that's the best play since CMU is very close to match point at this moment.
Additionally, like Miami has nothing in their pocket to
Mhm.
try and counter the KO ult that we have right now, which is so oppressive, and so much of their like comp is based on their utility, and we haven't seen a lot of players on Miami shine from technical or mechanical skills, so they are really relying on it. So if we use this KO ult, I'm not sure if they can adapt.
Yeah, I'm definitely in agreement with that because we have seen from Miami that they are definitely struggling here. Unfortunately, we were not expecting these angles here that Miami is taking. We are falling like dominoes.
I'm honestly not sure where we went for that mid push when B seemed to work out so great. The last few rounds, and that puts the rest of the players in a predicament.
Yeah, definitely. All of a sudden, this round has turned into Miami's favor so much.
30
with
seconds left.
with picking off 3 of our members, there's only so much that Bannable and Bimmel can do here.
Yeah, honestly, their goal is to just take down as many rifles as they can with them. We're not really seeing them go for a fight.
Yeah, it looks like they're still trying to think of what the best thing to do is here. They might just
10
kind of
seconds
chill
left.
out here, try to see if they can get some picks as the round is ending.
Last player
Are we
standing.
gonna see anything from Central?
Yep, just like that. Oh wow, Miami able to keep all of their members alive too. So yeah, that's a kind of a crazy round there. Did not expect that. It seems like those off angles that Miami held, really, we fell right into their trap. So
Yeah, I would like to see us just go normal play, go for B, utilize the KO ult, and I think, honestly, from their end, the round is ours.
yeah, I agree. I think we should be sticking to what has been working because we have seen that Miami isn't always able to adapt to it that well. So I don't know why they tried to go for such a different play there.
And we're going to see Central block up mid again. Not really sure what their goal is here, especially after the last round.
Yeah, definitely interesting goals that we're seeing. I don't know what's going on in their brain right now.
We're seeing really good shots from Miami, and
Yeah.
I wish that all of this team of Central was there to counter that, but we were doing something in mid.
Yeah, I really don't know what this mid call is. Especially since, yeah, we do have this game advantage, but we're slowly going to be losing this if we're not making good plays here.
We're gonna let another Miami person get 3 there.
Yeah,
from a
this
collateral.
Evan person able to get so many of our members. Really unfortunate to see we are letting Miami close the gap here. So we definitely need to change something up.
I think the problem is that we did change something up. We stopped just doing the standard push with A and B site. We kept trying to go for that mid push, even though a lot of Miami players don't play there. So regardless, we're either walking up through mid and going for the site anyway, and that time could have been used fighting for the main of that site.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really hoping that they do not keep going with this changed up route that they've been doing. It does look like they're going to be going more just straight to A this time. So I'm really hoping that will work in their favor.
And we're still keeping this KO all in our back pocket for whatever reason, when it would be such a good tool. We need to use it before Miami gets a counter to it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking as well. Looks like, yeah, we're just going to really try to press onto the site fast. Really hoping that our teamwork can stay together through this.
We're seeing that KO all online, but we're not being super aggressive about it. We gotta keep going. We do see Bimmel get that first blood. Seeing Central kind of leaving him behind to do a little bit of alert, and that has been working. And we're gonna invest another ult, it looks like.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I am surprised that CMU is using all this lethal in one round, but I am glad that this will get us closer to match point if we are able to pull this off.
Both players are extremely low, so this shouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we're not getting too aggressive here. The numbers advantage is not the best. We do have one extra player, but to be careful here, definitely.
Yeah, we saw really good details from Bannable there. He was kind of waiting to hear the bomb go off, and then he was going to rip that paranoia, allowing the other two players to play off of that. So it was a really good setup and
Yep.
what we want to see more in these post plans.
Yeah, definitely just a little bit concerning that they felt the need to use both of their ults to pull that off. Because yeah, now we do not have those ults, but we are close to getting 2 more ults. So, I think that these should be okay, at least for these next couple of rounds.
And we're going to see Bannable
Right
and
then.
Stroganoff's
Let's go kill
ult
them.
online soon. Stroganoff, a little bit of the more important of the
Don't miss me
two,
too much.
just because of its usage to get onto site. So hopefully we set BeefStroganoff up to get an alt orb or to get a kill, so we can use that as quick as possible.
Yes, I agree. And already able to get first blood on the Sith Lord, who we have seen being a very oppressive, so I love your right away.
I wasn't expecting another person to be there, so it is a 2v2. Bannable extremely low. He can shake things up though with his ultimate, but looks like we're just gonna commit to good all day.
Yeah. And with 2 members, we still can definitely pull this off. Yeah, that waylay with the gun that they have is going to be a little bit scary here, especially with how low people are.
Yeah, I'm gonna need Stroganoff to kind of calm down here. Really aggressive and risky play. Could have left Bannable on 8 HP all alone. But we're gonna see that ultimate come out. And now Bannable should be able to clean it up.
Beautiful teamwork. Definitely some risky plays, but ended up working out in the end. And now we are on to match point. Definitely putting that pressure on Miami. They need to try to pull all the stops to keep us from winning this map, or else it's game over for them.
Yeah, Miami, a little bit scary. They do have 3 ultimates on the board. We don't have much of a counter to that, so it's going to be up to us to use our already existing util in a way that kind of prevents them from doing what they want to do. Hopefully we go for another standard push, because that's what's been working out. I don't want to see any weird mid pushes. But it looks like that is what we're going to go for.
I do wonder if CMU this round, instead of trying to win it, is going to try to get Miami to use as much of their ults as possible, just so we can win the next round.
Right.
So I am wondering if we will see some weird plays in order to achieve that here.
There's really 2 dynamics coming from Miami, Ohio's defense. You kind of see the Vise, like, very reluctant to peek at all, and then you have the other kind of section of the team very eager to, you know, like push in and be aggressive and counter Central Michigan.
Yeah, definitely interesting, but we're gonna have to figure this out and hopefully be able to win this.
So we're gonna see Central keep trying to push this. It looks like we're gonna kind of go for some pinching action here, or at least that's what we're kind of seeking out. Bannable could possibly use this ult to get into spawn and do a little bit of a flank, but I think his team needs him a little bit more now.
30
Not
seconds
able to
left.
get one. Immediately traded. So many trades going on.
Yeah. It is just so much happening all at once here, which is what we expected because we are seeing so much util happening. It is down to Hound and BeefStroganoff. Can they pull this off?
There.
again?
One enemy remaining.
And it looks
Miami.
like that's going to make it a 2v1. It's planted for them. Stroganoff and Hound don't have to peek at all.
Yeah.
Honestly, they can just sit back and wait for that bomb to go off.
I really hope we see that. Oh,
And we see
Attackers win.
Stroganoff getting a little bit cocky there.
yeah. I
But
did
it
think
paying
they
off.
yeah. They did have that confidence there. They wanted to win this. They knew they had their buffer, so they went in. Yeah, it's definitely risky, but great to see that teamwork here, and great to see that they were able to pull that off, even with all the util, even with all the stops that Miami was trying to pull on them.
I know, we saw a lot of problems fixed, and so hopefully going into our next game, we can carry on the same thing, and obviously we'll have a lot more to work on as well after this game, but it's kind of nice to have a win, a little bit of a motivation of, you know, where to go from here, what we're good at, you know, knowing that we still have it.
Yeah. And we are going to keep talking about this, but in a second, we're going to have an interview with one of our members to get a more inside look onto this game. So please stick around for that. thank you for sticking around. We are here with an exclusive interview with Michael Bannable.
Oh,
Okay, so my first question is, what were you thinking with that mid push during Corrode? What was kind of the idea? Because going through the sites was really working for us, and then we didn't see much value coming through mid. So I was wondering what was the thought process for that.
yeah, I feel like they really went back and forth between like going on top of mid. They were either showing nothing or everything, and at that point, I was confident in the team that we were doing our main pushes. We were going a bit slow, so I'm like, let's just take that space, let's run it down, and around.
Yeah, it is your map pick. So I was kind of wondering, like last week, why you weren't as confident because, like you said, you guys were really slow. So I was looking for a little bit more waylay utility to be used like in an aggressive way, but we didn't really see that come to fruition.
Yeah, I felt like the issue we had last week is we were playing against a Viper, and we generally struggle in that way. I knew instantly as soon as we saw there wasn't a Viper that we should play that aggressive play style and really get in there. I think it changed how we did it entirely. We focused more on doing mains rather than mid all the time, and that's something we're much more comfortable on playing to our skill set.
Do you think the game kind of would have went a different way tonight if there was a Viper on Miami, Ohio's team?
We were playing with a lot of confidence, so I mean, I didn't do great on Corrode, so what can I say? But I think the team really would have kept up.
Yeah, and we did see that you did do really well on Bind. Is there anything that really you feel like you really excelled at Bind?
As a team, I think we did really good at realizing what they were doing, how they played every single round. They had that Viper long jump spotting on attack or in their defense, and we really abused that on defense.
Yeah.
I mean, we were like statues. We had nothing to do except sit there and hope to win the rounds.
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
worked
that's
out
totally
well.
fair. Yeah, and we do really like seeing that patience from you guys. We've seen it work out really well. So yeah.
How did kind of those 3v1s fall apart in your point of view? Because, we didn't get the full picture when we were broadcasting, so kind of what went on there.
Yeah, there was a lot of words spoken. A lot of what are we doing? Why are you taking ones? Et cetera, et cetera. I don't know what happened, but we lost them, and I think we really took a minute there to realize that if we kept doing that, we weren't going to win this game. And I think we really recovered and recognized that some of them were unlucky, and we were kind of blaming each other for it rather than just accepting it's unlucky.
Right.
And we moved on from that.
Yeah, that's really good. And I do have another question, just in general about that. We have kind of noticed a little bit of bloodthirst from you guys. Do you think that is a positive or negative view, where you guys go out and searching for that last player when maybe you could just stay?
Yeah, I mean, at the start of this game, I said we were playing too slow before. People feel like they're getting baited and such, and it creates mental issues. And I said we need to run it down. We need to find them. We need to go and kill them. I don't care if you go out and die. It's whatever. But I'm gonna be upset if you sit there and sit in a corner and die without trying to get yours. So everybody took that to heart. They ran it down. They tried to get theirs. It's a 4v2. Keep going. I don't want anybody to stop.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And we did see a lot of those really work out well for you guys. So I do think that call was really successful there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. So, how did you kind of feel about the roles being switched around? Because we saw like Stronoff going on smokes on Bind. We saw a lot of dynamic changes. So, what kind of led you to make those decisions?
Sorry. Can you elaborate on that question?
Yeah. So, like, how did you decide who's moving to which role for Bind?
Oh, so Mine's been the permaban for us for 3 years now. And then we did a scrim, and I said, listen, if we were going to scrim bind, I'm playing chamber. And then we just had fun with it. We picked random characters, just went, let's get silly with it. And we actually beat Miami, Ohio in a scrim and said, you know what, maybe this is good for us.
Yeah.
So we kept it. Everybody's kind of on something weird that they don't play on other maps. And I think it creates a lot of versatility, and it's fun. We're having a good time. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really important. And it's good to hear that the team is having fun while playing these maps.
Do you have any other questions?
I think I'm good here tonight.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us, and thank you to the audience for joining us tonight, and we hope you have a good night.
Yeah, see you guys on Thursday. We are ready to see what this team can do. Yeah. Bye.